William Sanford. Bill Nye, popularly known as Bill Nye the Science Guy, is an American science educator, comedian, television host, actor, writer, and scientist who began his career as a mechanical engineer at Boeing. He is best known as the host of the Disney PBS children's science show Bill Nye the Science Guy and for his many subsequent appearances in popular media as a science educator. Early life and education. Nye was born on November 27, 1955 in Washington, D.C., to Jacqueline, a codebreaker during World War II, and Edwin Darby Ned Nye, also a World War II veteran, whose experience without electricity in a Japanese prisoner of war camp led him to become a sundial enthusiast. His maternal grandmother was French, from Dancevoir. After attending Lafayette Elementary and Alice Deal Junior High in the city, he was accepted to the private Sidgwill Friends School on a partial scholarship and graduated in 1973. He studied mechanical engineering at Cornell University and graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering in 1977. Nye occasionally returns to Cornell as a professor to guest lecture introductory-level astronomy and human ecology classes. Career. Nye began his career in Seattle at Boeing, where, among other things, he starred in training films and developed a hydraulic pressure resonance suppressor still used in the 747. Later, he worked as a consultant in the aeronautics industry. In 1999 he told the St. Petersburg Times that he applied to be a NASA astronaut every few years, but was always rejected. The Science Guy. Nye began his professional entertainment career as a writer-actor on a local sketch comedy television show in Seattle, Washington, called Almost Live. The host of the show, Ross Shaffer, suggested he'd do some scientific demonstrations in a 6-minute segment, and take on the nickname The Science Guy. His other main recurring role on Almost Live was as Speedwalker, a speedwalking Seattle superhero. From 1991 to 1993, he appeared in the live-action educational segments of Back to the Future, the animated series in the non-speaking role of assistant to Dr. Emmett Brown, in which he would demonstrate science while Lloyd explained. The segment's national popularity led to Nye hosting an educational television program, Bill Nye the Science Guy, from 1993 to 1998. Each of the 100 episodes aimed to teach a specific topic in science to a preteen audience, yet it garnered a wide adult audience as well. With its comedic overtones, the show became popular as a teaching aid in schools. Nye has written several books as the Science Guy. In addition to hosting, he was a writer and producer for the show, which was filmed entirely in Seattle. When portraying the Science Guy, Nye wears a light blue lab coat and bow tie, and takes on the persona of an excited, jocular science educator. This popular image of Nye has been parodied by numerous sources, including the webcomic XKCD and the satirical news organization The Onion. In response to the fake headline "Crack Nearly Killed Me," Nye took the joke in good humor and sent The Onion an email thanking them for dealing compassionately with this matter. Nye's Science Guy persona appears alongside Ellen DeGeneres and Alex Trebek in a video at Ellen's Energy Adventure, an attraction that has played since 1996 at the Universe of Energy Pavilion inside Epcot at Walt Disney World. His voice is heard in the dinosaur attraction in Disney's Animal Kingdom Park, teaching guests about the dinosaurs while they queue for the ride. He appears in video form in the design lab of Cyberspace Mountain, inside Disney Quest at Walt Disney World, where he refers to himself as Bill Nye the Coaster Guy. Entertainment. Edutainment. Nye remained interested in science education through entertainment. He played a science teacher in Disney's 1998 TV movie The Principal Takes a Holiday. He made a hovercraft to demonstrate science in an unusual classroom manner. From 2000 to 2002, Nye was the technical expert in BattleBots. In 2004 and 2005, Nye hosted 100 Greatest Discoveries, an award-winning series produced by ThinkFilm for the Science Channel and in high definition on the Discovery HD Theatre. He was also host of an 8-part Discovery Channel series called Greatest Inventions with Bill Nye. He created a 13-episode PBS KCTS TV series about science, called The Eyes of Nye, aimed at an older audience than his previous show had been. Airing in 2005, it often featured episodes based on politically relevant themes such as genetically modified food, global warming, and race. Nye has guest-starred in several episodes of the crime drama Num3RS as an engineering faculty member. A lecture Nye gave several years ago on exciting children about math was an inspiration for creating Num3RS. He has also made guest appearances on the VH1 reality show America's Most Smartest Model. Nye has appeared numerous times on the talk show Larry King Live, speaking about topics such as global warming and UFOs. He argued that global warming is an issue that should be addressed by governments of the world in part because it could be implicated in the record-setting 2005 Atlantic hurricane season. On UFOs, he has been skeptical of extraterrestrial explanations for sightings such as those at Roswell and Malmstrom Air Force Base in 1967. Nye appears in segments of the Climate Code on the Weather Channel, telling his personal ways of saving energy. He still makes regular appearances on the show, often asking quiz questions. As of fall 2008, Nye also appears on the daytime game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire as part of the show's reintroduced Ask the Expert Lifeline. In 2008, he also hosted Stuff Happens, a show on the then New Planet Green Network. In November 2008, Nye appeared in an acting role as himself in the fifth season episode Brainstorm of Stargate Atlantis alongside fellow television personality and astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. In 2009, portions of Bill Nye's shows were used as lyrics in portions of the Second Symphony of Science Music Education video by composer John Boswell. Nye recorded a short YouTube video advocating clean energy climate change legislation on behalf of Al Gore's Rape Our America campaign in October 2009. Bill joined the American Optometric Association in a multimedia advertising campaign to persuade parents to get their children comprehensive eye examinations. Nye made an appearance in Palmdale's 2010 video Here Comes the Summer. The band's lead singer Kay Hanley is his neighbor. Nye also made a guest appearance on The Drivers Show. On March 12, 2011, Nye made an appearance on CNN to discuss the evolving nuclear incidents in Japan as a result of the devastating earthquake and tsunami there. Nye erroneously stated that cesium is used to slow and control the nuclear reaction. In reality, cesium is a nuclear fission product, not a control rod material. Nye also erroneously stated that the nuclear reactor involved in the 3 Mile Island incident is still running and that the use of boron to slow the nuclear chain reaction is uncommon, when in fact boron-10 is commonly used in control rods, and is circulated in the coolant of reactors in the United States, as well as stored on-site as a method of emergency shutdown. In September 2012, Nye claimed that creationist views threaten science education and innovation in the United States. In February 2014, Nye debated creationist Ken Ham at the Creation Museum on the topic of whether creation is a viable model of origins in today's modern, scientific era. On February 28, 2014, Nye was a celebrity guest and interviewer at the White House Student Film Festival. Scientific work. In the early 2000s, Nye assisted in the development of a small sundial that was included in the Mars exploration rover missions. Known as Mars Dial, it included small colored panels to provide a basis for color calibration in addition to helping keep track of time. From 2005 to 2010, Nye was the vice president of the Planetary Society, an organization that advocates space science research and the exploration of other planets, particularly Mars. He became the organization's second executive director in September 2010 when Louis Friedman stepped down. In November 2010, Nye became the face of a new permanent exhibition at the Chabot Space and Science Center in Oakland, California. Bill Nye unregistered trademark Climate Lab features Nye as commander of a clean energy space station, and invites visitors on an urgent mission to thwart climate change. Beginning with a view of planet Earth from space, visitors explore air, water, and land galleries to discover how climate change affects Earth unregistered trademark connected systems, and how to use the sun, wind, land, and water to generate clean energy. In an interview about the exhibit, Nye said, OE everything in the exhibit is geared to showing you that the size of the problem of climate change is big. Showing you a lot about energy use. Unregistered trademark SA huge opportunity. We need young people, entrepreneurs, young inventors, young innovators to change the world. Nye gave a solar noon clock atop Rhodes Hall to Cornell on August 27 following a public lecture that filled the 715-seat Statler Auditorium. Nye talked about his father's passion for sundials and timekeeping, his time at Cornell, his work on the sundials mounted on the Mars rovers, and the story behind the Bill Nye solar noon clock. Bill Nye conducted a Q&A session after the 2012 Mars rover landing. Nye holds several United States patents, including one for ballet point shoes and another for an educational magnifying glass created by filling a clear plastic bag with water. From 2001 to 2006, Nye served as Frank H. T. Rhodes Class of '56 University Professor at Cornell University. Nye supported the 2006 reclassification of Pluto from planet to dwarf planet by the International Astronomical Union. Nye is a Fellow of the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry, a U.S. non-profit scientific and educational organization whose aim is to promote scientific inquiry, critical investigation, and the use of reason in examining controversial and extraordinary claims. Interviewed by John Rail for the independent investigation group IIG, Nye stated that his concern right now: scientific illiteracy. The public don't have enough rudimentary knowledge of the universe to evaluate claims. In November 2012, Nye launched a Kickstarter project for an educational aerodynamics game, Aero 3D. The project was not funded. Dancing with the Stars, Nye was a contestant in the 17th season of Dancing with the Stars, where he was partnered with newcomer Tyne Steckline. They were eliminated early in the season after Nye sustained an injury to his quadriceps tendon on week 3. Personal life: since 2006, Nye has lived in Los Angeles, though he has also owned a house on Mercer Island. As of July 2007, Nye and environmental activist Ed Begley, Jr. are engaging in a friendly competition to see who could have the lowest carbon footprint, according to Begley. In a 2008 interview, Nye joked that he wants to crush Ed Begley in their environmental competition. Nye and Begley are neighbors in Los Angeles, and sometimes dine together at a local vegetarian restaurant. Nye often appears on Begley's Planet Green reality show Living with Ed. Nye enjoys baseball and occasionally does experiments involving the physics of the game. As a longtime Seattle resident before becoming an entertainer, he is said to have been a fan of the Seattle Mariners, although recently he has voiced his preference for the Washington Nationals. In July 2012, Nye endorsed President Barack Obama's re-election bid. Nye is an agnostic. Nye announced his engagement during an appearance on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson and was married to his fiancée copyrightee of 5 months, musician Blair Tyndall, on February 3, 2006. The ceremony was performed by Rick Warren at the entertainment gathering at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. Yo-Yo Ma provided the music. Nye left the relationship 7 weeks later when the marriage license was declared invalid. Nye is an avid swing dancer. He has been spotted at local dances in the Los Angeles area as well as at nationwide events such as Stompology. Awards and honors: in May 2008, Nye was awarded an honorary doctorate by Johns Hopkins University. In May 2011, he received an honorary Doctor of Science degree from Willamette University, where he was the keynote speaker for that year's commencement exercises. In addition, Bill Nye also received an honorary Doctor of Pedagogy degree from Lehigh University on May 20, 2013 at the commencement ceremony. Nye received the 2010 Humanist of the Year Award from the American Humanist Association. References. External links. General, official website, Bill Nye at the Internet Movie Database, Bill Nye on Twitter, interviews, an interview discussion with Nye as guest on the radio show Loveline. Changing the World with Science Education interview on Point of Inquiry. Seattle Times interview, Science Channel interview, Bill Nye interview video at the Archive of American Television.